This is not a turning moment in our criminal legal system. We're not going to see more officers being prosecuted. This is a punishment and a consequence for one person, but it does not hold the entire system accountable. I think it's critical right now that we stop referring to the criminal legal system as the criminal justice system. The system doesn't provide us with justice. We need to seek justice outside of the system, which means that we need to interrogate the system that we've so long relied on, that we know has racist origins. A lot of people say our system is broken, policing is broken in this country. No, policing and our policing institutions are functioning exactly how they were designed to function, to harm, oppress, and kill Black people from their inception as slave patrols. So no, our system is not broken. It is designed this way, which means we need to dismantle it and create entirely new systems with life-affirming solutions that allow people the opportunity to thrive and not die at the hands of the only system that handles our public safety right now, which is police and our carceral system. Police kill most people during mental health crises, enforcement of low-level infractions, and traffic violations. So how do we remove police from these instances that we know can greatly escalate? So really reducing their responsibilities and then reducing their resources. And that means literally taking away their money and reinvesting that on the front end. We have so many options to reinvest in. We can reinvest in restorative justice and transformative justice programs that provide true justice and healing to people. That isn't just sending somebody to jail or prison. That isn't a punitive response, but fosters a real community sense of accountability. We can invest in public education, affordable housing. We see the mass criminalization of poverty in this country. Mental health services, including alternative responses and services. An example of that is the Yes for Minneapolis campaign that is being run by phenomenal grassroots organizations in Minneapolis, including Reclaim the Block and Black Visions Collective, who are pushing for a ballot measure in November that would create an entirely new department of community safety and violence prevention that is focused on a holistic public health approach to public safety, really re-examining what we mean by public safety, where officers are small fraction of it, and there are all these other mechanisms and structures that are fully funded to provide safety and health to people in Minneapolis. While it's encouraging, I also, these pattern and practice investigations have taken place in many jurisdictions across the country, and people are still being killed by the police. And so while, I'm not going to discourage this step, I think it's good that it's being reinstated and the federal government is considering the role that they have to play in changing public safety in this country and interrogating police practices. The federal government is not going to save us in this circumstance. I mean, a lot of the policies implemented in Minneapolis are policies the federal government has recommended to jurisdictions. Yet Derek Chauvin still had his neck or had his leg on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, even though that was not in their policy, that was not acceptable. In the wake of this verdict, this is a time for people to get in tune with their local community, their municipality, and figure out what their local elected officials are doing. This is budget season, and there are elected officials across this country who are trying to increase police budgets as we speak, even in the wake of this verdict, even in the wake of this mass reckoning with how deeply racist our policing institutions are. I think it's critical people keep an eye out for what's happening on the local level because we have so much power on the local level. And this is the time in the wake of the verdict to be pushing officials to ensure that no police killings happen in the first place.